Hey everybody, Gary with Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at how we were trading the ES today. You see the ES right here. This was our opening bar in the morning session. Put in a bull flag, triggered it to the upside, but not huge follow through. And look at the topping tails right up here at resistance. And you can see on this 30-minute chart, we had a lot of indecision, leaving topping tails and then bottoming tails, topping tails, bottoming tails, another doji. And we just kind of chopped around through the lunch hour. Tried to push a little higher, still not able to get through resistance. And then we left this shooting star right here. Left the topping tail, entire body of this bar was all selling. The next bar opened right there, pushed up just a little bit, triggered this shooting star to the downside, and then the ES just proceeded to work its way lower throughout the afternoon. So that gave us our downward bias. The shooting star triggered, was confirmed by momentum. Fast line crossed the slow line to the downside. Histograms turned negative. In fact, as this was forming and kind of chopping sideways during lunch, we even were talking about that a little bit. We were saying that while technically the chart was bullish because the 50s above the 200, the 5s above the 13, momentum really wasn't confirming that. Momentum was flat to slightly bearish. So that was a hint too that things weren't looking really good for the ES to continue higher. And then we got the shooting star confirmed by momentum. And then like I said, the ES continued to work its way lower. Came down here to the 50 EMA, bounced like we know it always does. Ended up pulling back a little bit, then broke underneath the 50 EMA, and then bounced, as you can see, bounced hard off the 200 EMA. In fact, it completely retraced this entire breakout to the downside plus some in the ES. That happened at the end of the day. To be honest with you, I didn't catch any of that. I was not expecting that, and so I personally did not catch any of that. Caught the nice move down, but did not catch this return bounce. Like I said, did not see that coming, but hey, that's trading. No big deal. This is how we were trading that on the Renko chart. You can see we were in compression, just chopping around. Little false breakout on the upside of the channel there that did not follow through. And then we started pushing back the other way, triggering that shooting star. We had a slow line zero touch, which is our MQ momentum. Slow line had broke below the zero line, pulled back to the zero line, and then continued in our direction. Had the slow line zero touch. So that was an aggressive trade because we were still in compression. We'd been in this compression for a couple hours, so it's not like this happened real quickly. And so we were still in compression, so this was an aggressive trade because we were taking a trade in compression. But we had the slow line zero touch, and the 30-minute chart was starting to look bearish. And then we had the more conservative trade was the breakout out of compression. We broke underneath this channel. If you took this trade, that would have been good for a little over $400 a contract. If you took the compression break, that was still good for $300 per contract. Then we came down into a support zone, and we kind of chopped sideways a little bit. And that was when that 30-minute chart was actually bouncing off the 50 EMA right in here. This is the same area that the 50 EMA on the 30-minute chart was. And this was that little bounce we had. And then it triggered and broke through the 50 EMA. And we broke out of this short-term compression. Again, another slightly more aggressive trade with the slow line zero touch. But these slow line zero touches, they're good quality continuation trades. 30-minute chart was bearish at that time, so this was a good setup. Took a little heat on it. No, not a lot. Took like 8 ticks or so heat, but not huge. And then, like I said, we broke out of compression, pushed down to our target, went sideways a little more, and then pushed down into the 200 EMA. Now, I full disclosure, I didn't trade any of this. My target was up in here at 86.5. I was fine. I had good profits for the day, so I didn't trade this final push down. But we did have another really pretty valid setup right here. Fast line, zero touch, Trender Pro 2.0 signal off the 34. Came down into this support line right here, set up another slow line, or 8 wick off the 18 with a Trender Pro 2.0 signal, and then right here bounced off the 200 EMA. 200 EMA was sitting right here at 78, and we bounced off of that and then retraced pretty much that entire move back to the upside there. Again, I didn't catch any of this. I honestly wasn't anticipating that. I didn't see that coming. Wasn't looking for it to go lower than the 200, but I wasn't expecting this strong of a bounce back the other way. So, but that's okay. You know, we still had some nice trades, some nice setups. We were on the right side of the market for the day, and so we booked some profits in the ES today.